Hi guys, welcome back to this channel. I was hoping not to be a welcome back to your channel, girl, but here I am welcoming you back to this channel. But anyways, we're gonna call it episode 2. So today we're going to be talking about current struggle, how I'm overcoming, and wardrobe change. The reason I keep looking down is because I have those written in notes so that I do not forget, because mommy brain is for real, you guys, for real. So first off, I want to thank each and every one of you who have watched my video, who have commented, who have given me tips, and I'm hoping that this video has improved on my #1 video. And I would like to especially thank Mwendembai because she gave me, I think, the most important advice of them all, and she just told me, do not aim for perfection. Basically what I got from that was, you just start from where you are and grow from there, and then you get better and you get better, and eventually the videos will work out somehow. So I am learning. Please flow with me, and if you want to help me physically record, and if you want to help me edit, and if you want me to do all these cute things, come. I have welcomed you into my life to do that work for me. God bless you. So on to today's business. Current struggle. My current struggle is emotional and psychological. It is basically my emotional and psychological relationship with food. And if you did not know, you actually have an emotional and psychological relationship with food besides the physical, kulai. So basically I've had a very long weight loss struggle. I've fought weight loss for a very long time, and so because I'm an emotional eater, it is very easy for me to go back into those days where when I get sad, I just want to eat, and when I'm bored, I want to eat. When I'm happy, let's celebrate with food. Being a baker, it does not help my life. So what's happening is I'm having to work through those struggles each and every single day, where I have to tell myself, no, you actually don't want to eat. No, you're just bored. No, you're not hungry. You're not sad. You're not too happy to celebrate with food and all of that. And a lot of it comes when it's around this holy baker season, where Christmas is coming, you're doing vacays, and so now food is available to you. The other day we went and bought out chocolate. We bought out Tasties. We bought that much chocolate, and one of those was mine. One of those was mine. But it will take me forever to have it, because then I don't need to eat all of it all at the same time. I just like the taste of chocolate, and I don't want to deny myself the pleasure of having these good things just because I can. Because eventually when I will be able to, I will binge on these things, and then my weight loss will be for nothing. So once in a while I indulge. The other thing is, emotionally, I'm having to steady myself and remind myself food is not my answer. I have to basically say, you know what, I can pray about this. I do not have to eat about this. So when you're sad and you're feeling low and you're feeling like the whole world is on your shoulders, and all you want to do is go into the kitchen and just cook a storm, I realized, oh no, I have to change up what that means. I have to change up how I react to food emotionally and psychologically. Another thing I've realized is, especially now that I'm on vacay, when I'm going to serve food, I'm not serving small portions like I should. I'm serving food because I like what is there. So what's happening is I'm ending up wasting so much food because I want to taste each and everything, and I feel like if I serve a tablespoon or a teaspoon, it would make sense. I won't serve the whole meal. So I'm having to serve like one serving of one serving spoon of rice, and then I get like a huge chunk of turkey or of chicken or of pork, and then I get vegetables because I love French beans, and then I get salad because I love salad. Then I want fruits because I love fruits. Then I want dessert because cake is life, and I'm caught up in a mess where I'm having to waste, and it's not a good look. It's not a good thing, and so that is where I am at. So how I'm overcoming is how I'm having to remind myself that I don't need to eat that much. First of all, my stomach has taken care of that. And second of all, my relationship with food is changing. So I'm telling myself, you know what, Wanjiro, you don't need to eat so much, you don't need to starve so much, you don't need to have that piece of cake, you do not need to have soda, you don't need to have juice, you do not need to have all of this. It's not beneficial. And this has been compounded by the fact that I follow this lady called Prophetess Jolene Whitaker on Instagram, and she said that we need to dress and look for the part we are preparing for. So what that means, what she expounded on it, meant that how we dress, how we look on the outside as well as the inside matters a lot. So basically she said your body needs to be ready for what it is you're preparing for. Your look needs to be ready for what it is you're preparing for. So if you want to live a long, healthy life, then you need to prepare for it now. By what? By choosing good things by choosing good things to eat, by making good decisions, food wise, friends wise, outfit wise, everything. By making those decisions, it basically compounds into a future you are preparing for. So if I do not want a very long future, I might as well just live on chocolate and cake and pizza and whatever other things I want. But if I want a long healthy future, there with my baby, doing what God has called me to do, and saying things or making a future with the people God has placed in my life, then I have to make the right choices now, which include what I put into my body. So that hit me like right there. It hit me like that. And it made it easy for me to now start making those decisions. So every time I remember that God has a purpose for me and He has called me for something, and I need to be in good shape for it, I need to be in good health for it, then I make better decisions for it. I must say, I'm being honest here, full disclosure, I have not made all the right decisions. I just ate cake last night, I've just had a piece of chocolate, I had soda the previous day. I am not making all the good choices, but it is conscious. I am making conscious decisions. And so if my health goes bad, then I can understand where all of this is coming from. I know it is the decisions I made before that are affecting me now. And so I have to be very, very, very intentional with what I am eating and in what I am putting in myself, even in what I'm putting in my mind, what I keep telling myself, what I keep hearing, and all of that. Another part of my struggle is mental strongholds. Let me just call them that because we are churchy people up in here. Come on, somebody. Anyway, yeah. So, mental strongholds in the sense that there are things I could not do as a big girl that are affecting me now, even though I can do them. For example, when I'm traveling in public transport, I made decisions based on how big I was, because then I could not move back to the matatu or to the public minivans. For all my international viewers, hello. So I couldn't move all the way to the back because the seats, the spacing between the two seats was too thin, and my hips were on the larger side, and so I could not pass through, and passing back was even a greater struggle. And then you're pushing people with all your endowments and it is just not fun. So I used to say, I'm not moving to the back, I'm sitting at the front. So all my seat decisions were either with the driver's seat, or the seat behind the driver, or the conductor's row. And so now that I've lost weight and I can actually move back, I still make the same decisions. I still make the decisions the same exactly. I still say, I don't want to sit at the back, I don't want to move at the back, because I still feel like I can't fit all the way at the back. And so it is strange for me when I actually pass and I'm like, oh, I fit! It is a moment of excitement, both excitement and shock that I can actually pass through the back. So there's that. Number two, there are things I couldn't wear because I was much bigger. I couldn't shop at certain places because I was much bigger, and so it was such a struggle finding clothes. It was such a struggle just even dressing up nice and dressing up fancy just to look good. And so my wardrobe was so limited. Oh my goodness, you guys. To get size 22 jeans in Nairobi was the greatest struggle of my life, because I think I was even bordering 24, not just 22. I was bordering size 24. And so finding jeans that size in Nairobi, it was just crazy. I had to have special people to get them for me, and when I saw them, I would buy them. So at that point where I only had like 3 pairs of jeans left, I had to move on to dresses. So dresses were my thing, and everyone knows I only ever wore dresses. And if I had to leave outside the house, I just had 3 pairs of trousers, you guys. Three, one, two, three. A black pair, a gray pair, and my blue jeans. So it was really tasking. And so now when I am actually finding clothes, when I'm choosing clothes, like an off-shoulder top like this one was impossible to find. When I was bigger, it was completely impossible to find, you guys, as in. And so when I found it, I actually bought it, but when I bought it, the hands couldn't fit. And so now I am here to say glory to Jesus that it fits. Yeah, it fits. So thank God for that. So I'm having to go back to the old clothes that I had, and when they're bigger, I'll have to give them out to make space for other people. So there's that. The other struggle I've had was mental, where I had when I was bigger, because you know how people look at you when you serve food. As in, I don't know if it's a struggle with every big girl out there, but for me, the struggle is every time I served food, people would look to see how much food I served. And if you served too little, people would think, oh, she's dieting. And then they'd come and tell you stories, fake stories like, oh, you want to lose weight? You look fine the way you are. And then when you're serving a lot of food, those same people come back to tell you, oh, you just take care of how much you're serving. You know, we need to take care of our health. We need to look good. And you're like, so it became a skill to hide when I'm eating, so that I don't have to face the looks. I don't have to. When you're big, I think you have the superpower to read people's minds. So you know what people are thinking. When they look at you, you know what people are thinking. So it becomes tasking to eat in front of people, and it becomes easier to say, oh, you know, I'm fine, or just to binge, like to fully eat, so that you can satisfy their thoughts. I don't know if people think like that anyway, but that's how I felt. So with my wardrobe change, I'm having to realize that I can fit in different clothes, in different outfits. I have now, I think, approached my post Slim Possible body immediately post Slim Possible, which was size 16, so I can fit in size 16 clothes now. And so that is a miracle. Woo! I have come from size 24, you guys. Can you all celebrate with me? Yes. Now, so I'm changing. I still don't want to wear short clothes. I'm not losing weight to wear short clothes at all. I don't think I want to wear mini dresses or hot pants or be exposing with my thighs and my, chest. We have to keep this PG because mom and her friends are on this day. Anyway, but recently on Friday for a friend's wedding, I wore a dress that I believed was super short. I felt like I was naked, you guys. My cousin had to keep telling me, you know what, you look fine. It's not a short dress. But you don't believe her. But you know, Michael, I don't believe you, because you can wear short clothes without an issue and walk through town. I cannot. So when my knees are showing, and I had dimply knees when I was bigger. I had knees with dimples, you guys, like dimples. It was weird. So those are going, but it was so weird wearing that dress, but also at the same time it was so liberating. I'll show it at the end of the video, or if I can figure out, I'll show it here. Yeah, so anyway, so it was quite liberating to do that. And on this holiday I have worn a high-low skirt and a high-low dress, which I'll also post on the videos on somewhere in the video once I figure out how to do this. If we are doing this together, you have to cope with me, my people. Yeah, and I didn't feel awkward, and that was liberating. That was super liberating for me, and I thank God for that moment in life. So next week on episode 3, we're gonna be having a conversation about dating, friendships, and relational perspective, and the lessons I've learned this far. My son is here. It is open. Can you hear that? She's there. Say hi.
Hi.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's what we're gonna be talking about next week. So thank you for watching this one. Please share, subscribe, like, do whatever you need to do to help another girl who's struggling with her weight issues and self-esteem issues, and tell her we can overcome. Bye.